Renowned roboticist Rodney Brooks warns that investing billions in humanoid robot startups is wasteful, predicting future robots will favor wheels, multiple arms, and specialized sensors over human forms.
저명한 로봇공학자 로드니 브룩스가 휴머노이드 로봇 스타트업에 수십억 달러를 쏟아붓는 건 돈 낭비라고 경고하면서 미래 로봇은 인간 형태보다는 바퀴와 여러 개의 팔, 특수 센서를 갖추게 될 것이라고 내다봤습니다.
Yeah, so this roboticist, if you're not familiar with him, he is one of the founders of a company called iRobot. He was a famous engineer at MIT, and he says that there's a lot of power and money and time put into trying to make robots look like humans, look like you and me. But the problem is that the human body is very sophisticated. If you just look at the hands alone, there are about 17,000 touch receptors, they say, in hands that are hard to duplicate in robots. And the other issue is a safety thing. So if you spend a lot of energy trying to make these robots sort of quote unquote stand up, then they are a big hazard if they fall because they become very heavy. So it's probably, when we talk about robots in the future, they probably won't look like you and me, like a humanoid, as they say, but rather they'll have wheels and things like that.
Yeah.
Think, there's coffee shops. Speaking of, when I was driving up, at one of the rest areas here in the expressway, there was a machine that makes coffee for you. It's a
arm?
It's just an arm.
Yeah, I love
and
those.
That's a robot, and
Yeah.
it's like a vending machine, but soon they'll be replacing humans, I believe.
Yeah.
But it didn't look anything like a human.
Yeah, it doesn't have to,
No.
as you said,
Yeah.
for practical reasons, physics, and money too.
Money is probably the big one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's wasteful to invest in humanoid robots. 인간처럼 생긴 로봇에 투자하는 게 낭비다. 이렇게 얘기를 했어요.
Yeah, wasteful, because waste, meaning trash or garbage, something that is of no use. If it's wasteful, that means you're using resources or money or time sort of carelessly or inefficiently, and it's unnecessary.
Something full 그러면은 많이 어떠하다 이 느낌이 있잖아요.
Yeah.
Beautiful 그러면 아주 아름다운 거고요. 근데 여기서 wasteful 그러면은 아주 낭비다. 정말 돈 버리는 거다. 저는 여기 투자하지 말라는 얘기를 하면서 왜 그러냐면은 앞으로의 로봇들은 인간의 형태를 본따서 하기보다는 좀 바퀴 달리고 팔도 여러 개 있고 뭐 여러 가지 센서도 하고 이런 모양으로 가는 게 훨씬 더 미래지향적인 그런 로봇이 될 것이기 때문에 굳이 인간처럼 생긴 로봇에 투자를 하는 것은 그렇게 권장하지 않는다고 합니다. So it says that future robots will favor things that don't look like humans.
Right. Instead of these humanoid forms, if you favor something, you're preferring it.
Yeah.
Or you support that, or it gives you an advantage to one person over others, right?
Favor, it's a verb, right?
It's a verb. It's used as a verb here. It's spelled F-A-V-O-R. I imagine in the UK it's F-A-V-O-U-R.
That's right.
Yep.
Spelling is a little bit different. But the pronunciation is pretty much the same. The
Yeah.
R might be a little bit different. I say favor.
Right.
You say
Favor.
similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
Like you can ask a parent if you have multiple kids, which child do
you
you favor?
favor? Oh.
Now, on the record, when I ask parents this question, they say, "Oh, I love my kids all the same." But usually they do have a favorite, it seems like. But
그래. 누구를 선호하시나요?
Yeah.
And the same could be asked to a kid. Out of
Which
your mom
parent?
and dad, which parent do you favor?
the impossible question.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. 그래요. 누굴 더 선호하느냐. 그래서 이제 선호하는 사람이나 선호하는 물건이 favorite가 되는 거겠죠. 스펠링은 영국에서는 U 하나 더 추가합니다. 호주도 마찬가지고 캐나다에서는 제가 알기로는 넣을 때도 있고 안 넣을 때도 있다고 들었어요.
In this case, I believe Canadians do.
아하,
Yes.
오케이. 미국은 안 넣죠. U가 안 들어가요. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. Renowned roboticist Rodney Brooks warns that investing billions in humanoid robot startups is wasteful, predicting future robots will favor wheels, multiple arms, and specialized sensors over human forms. Here's our next headline.
The Huajiang Canyon Bridge in southwest China has officially opened to traffic, setting a new record for the tallest and longest spanning bridge in the world.
중국 남서부에 위치한 화장대협곡 대교가 공식 개통함에 따라 세계에서 가장 높은 다리이자 교량 간 교량 기둥 간 거리가 최대인 다리라는 기록을 세웠습니다.
Yeah, this bridge is massive.
Yeah, I've seen
Sue.
pictures.
It's a 625 meter drop. So if you well, heaven forbid, jump from the bridge, it would be 625 meters above ground. The actual span of the bridge itself is more than 1.4 kilometers long.
Wow.
And it took 3 years to complete. And I mentioned the height of the bridge because the vertical drop itself is the highest in the world. But
Yeah.
in terms of the actual bridge structure, there's a bridge much taller in France that measures 343
Got it.
meters. So just a technicality there. But obviously China has invested over the years heavily in sort of these major infrastructure projects, and it marks this sort of rapid economic growth. It's a symbol of just how fast the country has grown economically.
그래요. 지면으로부터 얼마나 높이 올라가 있느냐를 봤을 때는 가장 높이 올라가 있는 다리라고 합니다. 멀리서 찍은 사진을 봤더니 정말 멋있기도 하고 좀 무서워 보이기도
Yeah.
하고 그렇더라고요.
Right.
이게 600 몇 미터 위에 있다고요?
625 meters.
지상 625m에 있는 다리입니다. 그래서 상당히 높이 올라가 있어요. 그렇다고 해서 다리 자체만으로 봤을 때의 높이가 제일 큰 거는 아니고요. 그거는 파리에 있는 다리가 조금 더 높은 다리도 있다고 하는데 지면으로부터 얼마나 떨어져 있느냐. 이거는 이제 기록을 세웠습니다.
Yeah, as they say, it's an engineering marvel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it looks
pretty amazing.
Okay. So it has officially opened to traffic.
Yeah, if you open to traffic here we're specifically we're talking about vehicles, right?
Yeah.
But you could be talking about foot traffic as well. So either allowing vehicles or pedestrians to use a sort of new, or it could have been previously closed, but sort of route. Yeah.
통행이 허용되는 게 be open to traffic인데요. 차량 통행을 여기서 의미하고 있지만 traffic가 이제 인간이 걸어가는 것도 traffic가 될 수 있고 우리 인터넷상에서도 사람들이 많이 몰려들면 그것도 traffic라고 부를 수 있죠. So traffic can be all sorts of things when a lot of people, cars, internet users, they gather together.
And shut down internet sites a lot of times
That's
too,
right,
right?
exactly. So it has opened to traffic. The bridge is now officially open. It is the longest spanning bridge in the world.
Yeah, so to span, S-P-A-N, means you're extending or you're covering a sort of side-to-side sort of distance. When we talk about a person's wingspan, if you spread your arms out, it's measuring from one tip of your finger to the other tip. So here, when we're talking about a bridge, it's the distance, the full extent from one side to the other.
Eagles, when they spread their wings out,
Yep.
their wingspan is, I would say, it's quite long. 2 meters, maybe in some cases.
Yeah, in
1 meter, I don't know.
In that case, it's literally a
Yeah.
wingspan because
Yeah.
you're measuring the wings. But even for people, you would call that a wingspan, right?
Is it right that our wingspan is the same as our height?
I've heard that before as well. I
that's
think it's pretty
interesting.
close. Yeah, it's like the distance from your wrist to your elbow is also your foot size.
yeah, that's
right?
what they say.
Yeah. Or your
Oh,
neck
yes.
is half the size of your waist.
Really?
So did your mom ever, when you went to go buy pants, your mom never put the pants up against your neck?
No.
So if it folds around, it's another sort
Is that what people do?
Yeah, that's what my mom used to do.
I see. I didn't know that. No.
So just to get a general estimate, I think.
And I think some of those are quite accurate, actually.
Yeah.
그래요. span이라는 것은 한쪽 손가락 끝에서 다른 손가락 끝까지 쫙 펼쳤을 때 길이를 얘기하거든요. wingspan.
Yeah.
span이라는 것 자체가 이렇게 아주 길게 늘어뜨린 건데 longest spanning bridge 그러면은 이제 가장 긴 다리라는 의미가 되겠죠.
Yeah, and don't confuse that with span, which I think is short for spandex.
Oh, right,
I think
right.
in Korean, when you talk about leggings, right, it's sort of spelled the same
Yeah.
way, but span is not used in English. No.
맞아요. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. The Huajiang Canyon Bridge in southwest China has officially opened to traffic, setting a new record for the tallest and longest spanning bridge in the world. Now here's our final headline.
A popular Egyptian wrestler has added another extraordinary feat under his belt after pulling a 700-ton ship across the Red Sea using only a rope held in his teeth.
이집트의 한 유명 레슬러가 치아의 힘만으로 홍해에서 700톤에 달하는 거대한 선박을 끄는 도전에 성공해 자신이 보유한 다수의 기록에 또 하나를 추가했습니다. Okay, so give us a picture of, what he did, how he pulled this ship with his teeth.
Yeah, so essentially, basically what he did, as the headline suggests, is with a rope connected to this ship, he pulled a 700-ton ship across the ocean. He's not a stranger.
So he was on the shore, I would
He's on the
imagine.
shore, yes.
Yeah, he's not on another boat or anything.
No.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
So he's no stranger to sort of these feats of strength, pulling trains before he's pulled locomotives.
Wow.
4 years ago, he pulled a truck before, but this latest feat, he's trying to get this into the Guinness World Records as well. But he's become a sort of legend in Egypt, where children have a growing popularity towards him as well. But as a child, he'd carry his friends for fun and haul sort of heavy loads, and this became sort of his passion, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Kabonga pulled this massive ship with his teeth.
Yeah.
The rope was linked to the ship, or it was tied around the ship, I guess. It was not tied around the ship. I guess it had a pole or a pillar or something.
Well, ships normally have these moors that you tie ropes to.
That makes sense then.
So,
Yeah, from the picture I have, the ship is very tiny, so I can't exactly see.
It's
where
only
the rope is.
700 tons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a big ship. But still, only 700 tons?
Well, yeah, I meant that facetiously.
Okay, all right. So it is a big ship.
Yeah, it is a big ship, I think.
All right. And he pulled the rope with his teeth, and he pulled the boat onto the shore. And he now has this record.
Yeah.
정말 대단한 기록이에요.
Yeah, and we might add, children, do not attempt this at home. Right? Do not copy.
네. 지금 아까 누구죠? 카벙가 씨 같은 경우에는 원래도 레슬러고 그 다음에 굉장히 건강한 이런 치아를 가지고 있나 봐요.
He must have a good dental plan.
그래서 일반인들은 당연히 할 수 없는 일입니다. 그래서 치아만으로 선박에 묶여 있는 끈을 이렇게 당겨서 그래서 이게 끌어들였어요. 끌어당겼어요.
Yeah.
700톤이나 되는 그런 거대한 선박을 잘 어떻게 이렇게 움직여서 기록을 세웠습니다. 이걸 영어로는 it's a feat라고 해요.
Yeah, so feat, F-E-A-T, not like the things on your legs. A feat is an impressive achievement, right? That usually requires skill or courage or sort of effort here in this case.
그렇죠. 그래서 대단한 업적을 F-E-A-T, feat라고 하고요. And if something is under your belt,
Yeah, this is an idiomatic expression, right? If something's under your belt, you've achieved something or you've experienced and you've sort of secured it for future use or future success.
You have years, decades of journalistic work and experience under your belt.
Exactly.
그렇죠. 이런 경험이 있다라고 할 때도 우리가 under your belt를 정말 많이 쓰는데요. experience란 단어를 쓰면서도 이제 someone has this much experience under their belt 이렇게 말할 수도 있고요.
Right.
여기서는 뭐라고 하고 있죠? Another feat under his belt.
Yeah, because he's done sort of similar achievements in the past. A lot of actors will have dozens of films under their belt, meaning they've acted in many films.
이런 이력, 이런 경험 그런 것도 소유하고 있다 이런 의미로 someone has something under their belt. Normally, you would use this expression for someone who has a lot of experience, not someone who's green, a rookie. You wouldn't say, oh, I have 3 months experience under my belt. Not really.
But you would have to, in context, you would have to explain in that case. If you're just graduating from college, you could say, I have a couple of years of internships under my belt,
sure.
but I'm looking for something more full time. You could say.
내 벨트 아래에 있는 이러한 것들, 이제 경력을 얘기할 때 쓰는 표현입니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼까요? A popular Egyptian wrestler has added another extraordinary feat under his belt after pulling a 700-ton ship across the Red Sea using only a rope held in his teeth. Well, that's it for the headlines with Shane Harm.